Police will be able to monitor nearly 30 locations throughout the city, but they say it's not because of an increase in crime, but instead for your own personal protection. They're testing the air quality with these machines. They're called a multi-ray, and they're making sure that the air quality is safe for the residents in the area. The remaining frames were torn down just weeks ago, and despite not having a hall to worship in, churchgoers still wanted to be home for Easter. Just last year, 17 people died on the water from drowning, and of those 17, 15 were not wearing their life jackets. But they say the walking isn't the hardest part. Well, we didn't see any oil, though we were just miles from it, but we did see a whole lot of effort going into keeping it from getting further inland. But emergency officials are concerned and say they may start laying out boom as early as tomorrow. Aaron LaBeouf's wife didn't want us to put her face on camera as she is living in fear right now. Here's a projection of where the oil will be on Monday, May 24th. The dark blue areas here show heavy, dense amounts of oil, while the light blue represents sheen. And while this may seem like good news to non-smokers, not everyone feels the same way. Fans across the state, including here in Acadiana, are outraged at the NFL and have taken to the internet to blog about it. Tonight is the night where a community will come together over a game of football. It's a song about the Saints with a Cajun twist. I'm Katie Johnson. We'll have the whole story coming up. But the 5-day event has brought tourists to other parts of Acadiana as well. Despite all the budget cuts going on in the school system, Charles Moore, the principal of Grand Prairie Elementary, allegedly spent more than $1,000 in school funds on himself. Why did you shoot at the deputies?
No comments. Talk to my lawyer.
This is the man that led deputies on a massive manhunt in New Iberia and had residents living in the Southport subdivision fearing for their safety. Deputies lined the streets and searched incoming and outgoing cars to find the man who woke neighbors up with gunshots.
I just heard a series of gunfires. Just jumped out of the bed and ran out to see what was going on, and there was police cars all over, and they said they were chasing a guy on foot that ran into the woods.
Deputies spotted the man walking through this yard and asked him for identification, but instead of complying, the suspect opened fire.
Deputies spent most of the day searching for Hippolyte by land with state police and wildlife and fisheries, and by air with an Acadian ambulance helicopter. There was no time limit on the search, as the sheriff says he has no tolerance for people who put his deputies' lives in danger.
I have no mercy on them. As far as I'm concerned, they shoot at a deputy, they've just committed a mortal sin.
After several hours of searching, Hippolyte was found just down the street from where he was first spotted, without a weapon. And despite shooting at 2 sheriff deputies, the man says he did nothing wrong.
I ain't do nothing. All black men is gonna be treated wrong because why? He got dreadlocks, he got gold in his mouth, or he a suspect.
Hippolyte faces several charges, including 2 counts of attempted first-degree murder of an officer. Katie Johnson, TV 10, Eyewitness News.
It's tough to distinguish the oil from the rest of the water in the Gulf until you see a boat cut right through it. This is where the disaster all started on April 20th, a site now filled with boats, 2 new rigs, and plenty of people trying to figure out how to plug a massive leak. The oil giant BP has enlisted the help of several agencies, including the U.S. Coast Guard and Wildlife and Fisheries, to get this massive disaster fixed. The help includes more than 25,000 people and a lot of watercrafts.
Over 1,400 vessels, everything ranging from the airboats that are going out and finding wildlife to the skimming vessels to those heavier things. We even have Coast Guard cutters on scene as well to help out.
Further west from where the Deepwater Horizon once stood is Paso Lutre in Plaquemines Parish. There you can see thousands of feet of orange boom laid out along the coast.
They prevent oil from getting in the marsh, and they also soak up oil from getting in the so it doesn't get in the marsh as well.
But from the air, it's obvious the boom isn't making the cut. Here it's much easier to distinguish the oil from the brackish water in the area. While there is plenty of boom set up, oil still made its way past it and into the marshlands. Coast Guard officials tell us more than 3 million feet of boom is laid out along the coast, with more than 1 million more feet on the way. Moving further west, crews on land in Fouchon Beach pick up clumps of oil off the shore, while many others brace themselves for any further wrath from the spill. Katie Johnson, KLFY TV 10, Eyewitness News. Johnny Chauvin and his Band have gained a lot of publicity since performing their song Watching Them Play, a song written about a team that hasn't always been a fan favorite.
I've been watching the Saints for 43 years, and it's been a love-hate relationship.
Watching Them Play was originally written in the 90s about the Cleveland Indians baseball team, but this year the lyrics changed and the song became about the Saints.
I think there's a lot of Saint songs, a lot of tribute songs, and we just wanted to give them something with a Cajun flavor from South Louisiana, and hopefully the team and all the people from New Orleans will be proud to hear it.
The track has been played here in Acadiana as well as in other states where fans jumped onto the Saints bandwagon. But those in the group never expected such a fast following.
As the Saints progressively won games, it's gotten more and more publicity, and basically we've been played on Nashville stations now, and this one song, although I have other CDs out, this one song has done more for us than the other stuff altogether.
So what happens once football season is over? Band members tell us they'll switch their focus from the Saints to songs for Mardi Gras. In Crowley, Katie Johnson, TV 10 Eyewitness News.